Alright guys, so you want to make your life a lot easier in Dragon Dogma 2, want to avoid death, or just want to have someone that's going to have your back every single time? Well, today I'm going to tell you guys what I personally believe is the best starting pawn for your playstyle. Now, I personally believe, guys, in Dragon Dogma 2, there's going to be two major playstyles and a third additional one, and I'm going to give you what pawn will fit perfectly for this particular option. Now, the reason I wanted to put this video out before the game came out is because right now, you're currently able to start creating your pawn, so you could get a head start, a big advantage by doing this and having it ready to go. All right, so the playstyles I believe that are going to be used when playing the game is number one, someone that's super aggressive, that's going to rush in there, try to kill every single monster they see, and they will have no regard for human life, and they will rush the heck out of the monster, trying to knock him down and climb on top of him. We're going to call this playstyle the aggressive one. All right. The next playstyle I feel like is going to be extremely useful, and I feel like more people are going to kind of get into, is the more laid back portion of the playstyle, where you want to make sure you're causing a lot of damage from a distance and having your pawns do like the heavy lifting. So I think a lot of people who might be new to the game or who are not used to Dragon Dogma or feel like they're going to be dying a lot might choose this type of playstyle. And then I'm also going to tell you guys what that playstyle is. We're going to call this the passive playstyle. And the third playstyle I feel like everybody's going to be playing is the playstyle that is going to be the discoverer, the person that's adventurous, the one that wants to go out and find every single hidden item. They don't care about monsters. They don't care about anything else, but just finding cool and amazing loot. So there are a lot of pawns to pick from. And today we're going to talk about what is the perfect pawn for each individual playstyle, for the passive, for the aggressive, and for the adventurous. So let's go ahead and start off with the one I personally feel is the one that mostly people are going to be using, which is the aggressive one. And talking about being aggressive, guys, be aggressive with that like button if you guys are enjoying this content, and make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get it to 100 likes. Let's jump right into it. So if you guys are an aggressive player, you're probably going to be picking a class that's going to be super tanky, that's going to allow you to get up close and personal. If you want to figure out what class it is, check out my video where I go over the classes. But I personally feel that this particular playstyle is going to be heavily suited for any other pawn that's going to be helping you for that particular playstyle. And the pawn that I feel that's going to be the one that's going to be suited for this is going to be the mage. The mage is going to be your number one companion when it comes to being an aggressive player. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, why the mage? Why not the archer? Why not the thief? The reason is because out of all the characters currently right now in the game, the mage is the only one that's going to be able to heal you. He's going to be giving you healies. There's going to be a lot of times when you're playing the game and you're playing aggressively that you're going to take a lot of damage. And when you take this amount of damage, you are going to need someone to come and heal you if you kind of run off, right? Or if you're in a battle and you need to get healed so you can finish off that, that monster, you're going to need health. And the mage is the one that's best suited for this particular playstyle, and making sure you guys put the right, you give him the right commands so he can heal you is going to be extremely important. If you haven't watched my video on what inclinations you should put for each individual pawn, highly recommend you guys check that out. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll put it down in the description. So this is what I feel like is going to be the best one for when it comes to anybody that wants to play aggressive. Now, let's talk about the passive. So for a passive player, this is someone that's going to be a little bit laid back, that's not going to be in the forefront. They're going to probably wait till the monster's knocked down to jump on top of him, or they're probably going to scout the area first and see what's the best way to attack or what's the best way to engage. And you're going to need a pawn to be able to aggro the enemy or aggro the monster, so you could go ahead and do your damage from a distance. And I personally believe that the best pawn and the person that's mostly suited for this particular playstyle to help you along your journey is going to be the fighter. The fighter is the type of character that's going to be engaging the battle. That's going to be the one that's going to be the aggressive one, the one that's going to be kind of aggroing the monster, and it's going to allow you guys to take the focal point from you and shift it to this particular pawn, which will be your fighter class. Now, the great thing about this is that this is going to allow you guys to do a lot of damage from a distance, depending on who you pick. if you decide to go with something like a mage or an archer as your main character, then this is going to allow you guys to be able to unleash a bunch of arrows or unleash a bunch of casting and magic without taking any damage while your pawn is in the fight. Now, the great thing about this, if you decide to go like the mage route, right, let's just say, you could actually be healing your pawn as he's fighting while you're casting. So that makes it really, really awesome. Or if you go to the archer route, you could actually do a lot of damage and a lot of AoE effect when it comes to being able to do that damage from a distance while your fighter pawn is there chilling. So I think that's going to be the best one for that particular class, which is the passive class. Now let's talk about the adventurous class. So the adventurous class is anybody that is extremely main focal point of playing the game is finding every single hidden thing in the world, okay? Now I'm going to tell you right now, there are a ton of hidden items in Dragon's Dogma 2. A lot of items that you probably wouldn't be able to find if it weren't for picking the right pawn. This is extremely important. Now, remember, we are talking about what I believe the first additional pawn is. I'm not talking about what's the best pawn setup. I will have a video over there talking about what the best pawn setup is, like out of all, all three of them that you're able to choose, what's the best, setup that you want to look for. But I'm going to save that for a future video because I need to show some in-game examples so you guys can understand. But for right now, this is the pawn that you're able to pick right off the bat. So with that being said, the best pawn for being the adventurous one is going to be the thief. The thief is going to be the one that I feel that's going to be the one that's going to be extremely suited for this particular playstyle. So if you want to find everything in the world, you want to find chests, you want to find coins, you want to be able to find items that you probably wouldn't find by yourself, this is going to be the best pawn to pick. Due to the fact that the thief is going to give you two really vital items that are going to be able to make your life easier. And I wouldn't say items, I think abilities. Number one, he's going to call out things when he sees them. So if he sees like there is a road and he knows that there in that road there's a chest, he'll let you know, yo, we got to go this way because this way is where the chest is at. Or if he, for some reason, knows that there's a hidden passage, he'll let you know, yo, follow me, and you have to follow him. Now, the great thing about the thief is that he's also able to steal from other pawns. So, for example, let's say you're short on money, or there is a specific item that you're looking for that another pawn has that's walking around, the thief is able to actually steal that from that pawn. Now, right now, this makes the dynamic really interesting because it gives you a different layer of not having to worry about you kind of searching for everything. The game will help you. If you have a thief, it will help you identify where these items are. And like I said in the beginning of the video, there are a lot of hidden stuff in the game. Now, you're also going to want to make sure that you have some of the items that are going to be needed to open these hidden passages or those hidden gateways. So make sure you keep that in mind when you visit different villages, that you buy stuff, because the thief is going to be super, super aggressive when it comes to being able to find these hidden items. Now, it's extremely important that you make sure you put the right affinity for your pawn, or else you're going to pick the pawn, you're going to select the wrong affinity, and then you're going to be like, oh crap, he's not doing what Laser's telling me to do. That's because you have the wrong affinity selected. So if you want to know which affinity fits for which individual pawn, I highly recommend you check out this video that's popping up right now on the screen to help you understand how the affinity works and who or the inclinations or who you should pick to make sure that you're using the right affinity, aka inclination for your pawn. I hope you guys are finding these Dragon Dogma videos helpful. If you are doing the huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like. We're just a couple of days away, so let's go ahead and hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.